Hey there folks, it's Leo Alderpold. You'll have to forgive me smoking a cigarette, but I'm not really going to be around here long enough to enjoy a pipe. But I promised you guys a motorbike video, so this is kind of one. This is my beast that I'm riding at the moment. It's a Yamaha XJR 1200, 1188cc, 97 brake horsepower. It's very fast, yeah, the acceleration is just incredible. It's great fun. I'm standing on a little country lane, so there's going to be the occasional car that passes by me. So it's kind of a motorbike video. Beautiful bike, love it. Now I said a while ago in a previous video, see if I can pop you down here somewhere. There's a van coming. It's the perils of living in the country of 70 million people, and you can't get away from them. But I mentioned in a previous video how a motorbike had really saved my life since I've been back from Papua New Guinea, and I really wasn't kidding. Because the real subject of this video, I think, is about mental health. Now, I'm 43 years old now. I've never suffered from an illness of any kind in my life, really, to the best of my knowledge, and certainly not a mental illness. But while I was away in Papua New Guinea, one of the things that seemed to occur to me was I developed an anxiety disorder. Doctors have variously suggested it might be PTSD, post-traumatic stress. Could be a number of things. It could have actually been something that came on as a result of my contracting pneumonia out there. Quite often there's an association between one of the problems that I'm suffering from, which is chronic fatigue syndrome, and certain strains of pneumonia. In any case, you know, we haven't really got down to the bottom of what's wrong with me entirely. There's been just rafts and rafts of tests done, but apparently physically I'm in good health. But I'll share an experience I had while I was in PNG, and that was that I had a panic attack just out of nowhere. Came out of the office one Saturday afternoon, went back home, and if you guys have ever seen The Sopranos, I think the first episode of The Sopranos, when the protagonist, Tony Soprano, suffers from a panic attack and he just keels over in the garden. That's pretty much what happened to me over there. In any case, I thought it was a heart attack at the time. Didn't really know what was wrong with me. Came back to the UK to get checked out. I had a number of seizures while I was over here, and I've had a number of quite severe panic attacks since. And all of this just came out of the blue. I've always considered myself to be quite a, reasonably chilled out guy, but it goes to show basically that it can happen to anybody. As I say, can happen to anybody at any time for any reason. There's just no rhyme or reason to it, it would seem. But now, I'm still recovering. I'm still trying to treat myself well. But after the anxiety and the panic attacks came the depression. And depression, again, is something that, to the best of my knowledge, I've never suffered from. But I tell you, it really isn't a case of just feeling low or feeling sad or anything like that. It really genuinely fucks you up. I have days, weeks, when I literally can't really move out of bed. And it's really interrupted my life. It's stopped me doing a lot of the things that I always used to do, which I rely upon, you know, to keep me sane. Oh, car coming. Bear with me a moment. But one of the things I found that works for me anyway is to get out on the bike. Just to get this beast up to, you know, 6,000 revs on some of the country lanes or twisty roads around here. It's like my body overproduces adrenaline, which I'm currently taking beta blockers to control when I need them. But it's like the motorbike gives that adrenaline something to do. So I find it very therapeutic to get out and just have a blast on the bike. And that's what I mean by the bike having really saved my life. Were it not for the fact that I had a motorbike, you know, I'm not sure I'd be able to drag myself out of the house a lot of the time. Which, believe me, for a guy in my job, in my position as a forester, you know, woodland consultant, it's a pretty shitty place to be. And having no point of reference, having never been ill in the past, having no point, that, you know, lack of a point of reference, it can be a really fucking scary place to be, I can tell you. You really don't know what's happening to you when you start getting the tremors and this overwhelming sense of panic and all of these other sorts of things that's happened to me, the chronic fatigue and not being able to move. But yeah, that's the purpose of this video really, and it's just to talk about mental health and to say it can happen to anybody. You know, one minute I was fit as a fiddle, felt great, the next minute, boom, I crashed. And since May last year, when this first happened to me, I haven't really been right since. So even doing things like going out meeting friends, having Skype calls, things like that, you know, they can bring on a sense of anxiety for me. So a few of you out there I've been meaning to Skype, that'll be why I haven't done so. Just bear with me, I'll get there. But I guess the point is mental health isn't something to be ashamed of. It's something, as I say, it can happen to anybody, man. Happens to everybody at some point in their life. You know, you just got to find out what it is that alleviates and ameliorates your symptoms of it, and get treated if you need to. So that's about it. It's about all I really wanted to talk about. I've been wanting to do this for a long while, this video, because I think it's an important thing to sort of remove the stigma from, and try and think a little bit more positively about, try and do something about it. So if you are suffering, believe me, you're not alone, and you can do a lot worse. Get yourself one of these things. Best therapy there is for me. So on that note, I'm going to get back on the bike. It's a bloody cold day today, and I've just ridden about 100 miles or so, just in any old direction. I never really care where, but I'm going to go and find myself a pub and sit down with a pint and a pipe of Ennerdale flake that I've got in my bag here. And until the next time, you guys, take it easy. Don't be a stranger, and you do whatever you need to do in your life to make yourself right if, like me, you have got issues with anxiety and depression. Take it easy, folks. Have a good one.